built a $10 million business over the past 4 years. And just recently, we replaced our entire marketing team that used to cost us $25,000 a month with Claude. And we've done that not with one clever prompt, but building out 23 specific Claude skills and plugins. And in this video, I'll show you where we started, what we handed over first, and what we kept human. And most importantly, how you can build a version of this for your own business. So let's dive in. All right, so let's get started. And I have my laptop open here, so I'll try to also share up on the screen whatever I'm going through. And the main thing to start with would be to look at the before. Before we handed over all of these things to Claude, these were the roles that we had and we were paying for quite handsomely. So to start with, we were paying our senior marketer / copywriter around $6,000 a month. We were paying our Instagram agency to manage our Instagram account. We were paying our Instagram agency to manage the Instagram account $7,000 a month. We were paying our assistant copywriter $2,000 a month, our creative strategist $2,000 a month, junior designers around $2,000 to $3,000 a month, and then we had our media buying team at around $3,000 a month. So that was around $25,000 a month. That's quite a lot, which would have been $300,000 a year that we were paying for quite a few years. Now we're down to $10,000 a month and around $120,000 a year. Now I know that these are big numbers with a lot of team, and that not all of us are in the position of hiring the team and then also replacing the team with AI. So what does that mean, and the rest of the video, for us who are solopreneurs, freelancers, consultants, coaches, people who work solo? So this is where I think that AI becomes this insane opportunity to save on costs at the very start, to really step up in your marketing, in your product, in your content without breaking the bank. So when I talk about these numbers and the roles, I want you to be thinking of them as tasks within your business, even if you are alone in it. So it doesn't mean that whatever we're discussing here is actually about you building a team or replacing the team. And then another thing that I'll address, that I know people will say, well, you had this team and then you fired them and you're the worst human being on earth, Darius. But the reality is that with these numbers, we reached one point that we were struggling to pay out these salaries. And obviously, myself as a founder, I always would honor, obviously, the payouts, right? But it is stressful to meet this P&L, and this is just 1/3 of our P&L, of our salaries. Turning to AI helped us really not only save the business, but also scale the business. So that's very, very important. And I think wherever you can optimize with AI, please do. And I'll later share what happens to human beings on your team, if you have a team, when you automate with AI. Do everybody go? Like, do you fire everybody? And I have the answer a bit later down. So when we started automating all of this with Claude, and that's another thing that I'll say, that prior to Claude, I think for most of us who are not technical, who can't just go into Make or NA10 and just easily whip up an insane automation, this whole automation world, automate your business, was quite scary. And I remember even for myself, everybody was like, automate, automate, automate. And for example, we had a lot of AI experts. We had the whole team, teaching that. But I was like, how do I sort of start here? There's a lot of tech going on. But so when Claude came onto the scene with all the features, or rather when Claude evolved to the point where it was so useful to business owners, right? I was like, for the first time, I could see how these automations can happen effortlessly or fairly easily, even if I'm not technical or you're not technical, right? But there was one principle in this process of us not being technical and automating everything that we still kept returning to. And the principle was prioritize for exponential returns. So the idea here is that you prioritize not the things that save you time, because most people would think what I need to automate with AI is what saves me time, right? So you'd go and, automate some random Excel sheet population formula, and suddenly your spreadsheets are populating themselves and you're so very happy, and you might have saved like 20 minutes of your time. There was no real impact on your P&L, on your profits, on your business, and you're still struggling. So for us, that's why we've focused on prioritizing what will give us the biggest returns in the shortest time. So we want to start with areas in our business that require small, manageable, or low-cost investment. Your input would produce disproportionately massive compounding or ongoing returns output. By the way, this concept was built out within our team by now our CEO, Clement, who at the time came on as a consultant. So I'm very cautious of crediting Clement here. But also what I want to say is this applies once again, if you are solo. So please remember, if you're solo, you can do this. And that's why even though we might have built this out with a team, I want to give this to you. You being solo, you don't need to crack this code anymore, right? Answer to yourself, think through that now. What will give you the biggest returns in the shortest time possible? And I want you to write it down. Just write it down, think through. For us we had this whole thing with the marketing team. And I remember, so with Clement, our CEO, who came on as a consultant, as I said, the first question he asked me is okay, where do you use AI? And I told him, well, we use AI here and here and here, right? And he was like, so what is your biggest bloat in your salary sheet, in your P&L? And I was like, salaries, right? And he's like, what type of salaries? And I'm like, marketing department. Our marketing department is out of control. And I break down these roles and he's like, that's the priority. Let's automate that. And once we automate that, we can look at all the nitty-gritty stuff and spreadsheets and all the rest. So this is where we go in and we start replacing these roles, prioritizing for exponential returns. And what starts happening is two things. So one, our P&L is starting to look gorgeous immediately. Secondly, we are up-leveling the team and we are parting with the team that were not as strong in contribution. For example, our Instagram agency, even though I loved them, but we were paying them a lot of money for it. So for us to let them go was an amazing decision. Now, what happens before I go into the specifics of what we automated exactly and how, what happens to the humans, right? To the humans in this equation. So again, I know that people will be, how monstrous was it to do all of this? And people go and whatever. No, what happens in the age of AI is that you want the right humans, the best humans, to man the system. Because this still requires a lot of human input, judgment, curation, editing, setting up, and monitoring. And I'll share the marketing system in a second. You need humans, but what you need is fewer humans who have a contextual understanding of the entire department and can man these agents or plugins, automations, and produce this output. And once the output had been produced, edit it, right? And tweak it. Because a lot of the time people think, okay, well, I'm just going to do some AI slop and I'll put it out there. No. This is not about AI slop. It's using AI and then having a human to actually do not only due diligence, but actually work through all of that. So we still have key people to help us do that, but we have fewer people. And the people that stayed were the people who wanted to upskill, who wanted to learn how to think about their role differently than they did before, who wanted to take this AI thing and take it to the next level with their current expertise. And we had people who were very good at their craft, for example, copywriting, who said to me, I am not gonna use AI. I don't like it. I'm just not going to use it. And I speak in my other videos how we use AI in copywriting in the way that is authentic. And I really believe that if you follow a particular system, you'll get an amazing copy with AI. But you need to obviously have a system there. So having somebody who refuses to be AI first, AI native in the company that is not only teaching AI, but also wanting to be AI first, AI native, we had to optimize. So that's the same thing for yourselves. Even if you're hiring a VA, say you're a solopreneur, and one hire that you're making is a VA, make sure that they want to be AI native or AI first. Alrighty, so now we covered where the humans live in this equation, right? Hope that makes sense. And then we move on to what we automated exactly. So what we did first, we built out the entire content machine. So Instagram plugins that did video, that did carousels, image posts, copy, and so forth. So social media part. And we mainly focused on Instagram. So that's what we did first. And I'll share with you what we then did once we had the foundations built. Content was there. Email was taking an insane amount of time, writing good email. We built out the entire email machine, writing campaign emails, ideating concepts, and also plugging the entire email machine to our Klaviyo account that sends our emails, to other data sources that we have, to surveys that we had. So basically, we aggregated this massive tool to help us write these emails. And again, I'll say this, every email goes through a human, and I write a lot of my emails as well. I spend a lot of time of doing them, and I have a sentence strategy to do that with AI as well that I'll be sharing in other videos. And then we have a launch machine. So that is a funnel builder. So one of the biggest bottlenecks was having our designer design sales pages. It was very costly, it was expensive, it was slow. It wasn't easy. To put out a new campaign or a new product would take us a couple of weeks. So what we did is we built out, our entire team built out a plugin to produce sales pages very fast. And we sort of did a few variants. So we first used, for ourselves, we use VS Code, and for our clients who are just starting out, we taught them the specific system in Lovable, but we sort of optimized the entire launch pathway so that we could launch very fast. So now we have a content machine that is pumping, we have email machine that is spitting out emails, and we have our launch machine. Right? So we build out this across 23 skills on Claude, multiple plugins, and everything really changes in our business. So once you build something out like that, so what you need to decide, obviously, and as we discussed before, so to build this out for yourself, you want to be going back to exponential returns and thinking what would give you exponential returns in your own business. So once we had this machine running, we didn't stop there. I'm not going to go into other departments because we have been automating everything from customer support to every aspect in our business. But one thing that I keep doing as well, because I'm a marketer by nature, I'd say, I love marketing, I love copy, I love writing, I love concepts, I love ideas. So I continue to tweak every Claude skill. So for example, we had a Claude skill that was writing emails, and they were emails at large, so any type of email. So then I started working on each skill individually. For example, direct sales emails. So the sales emails that take people to a sales page immediately. So I'd build out the particular skill on Claude that does only that. And the way I would build out that skill or add to that skill would be that I would start pulling in analytics from our campaigns, from best performing emails, from Klaviyo again, any kind of data that could across the past 3 to 4 years that could help us write the best sales emails. Similarly to Carousels, similarly to Ad Creative, I continue to perfect each and every skill. So this process in terms of marketing team is not done, and I continue to perfect it. For example, one thing that I've done with YouTube, like researching unique concepts, ideas, I also sort of plugged in my tone of voice. I built out my own tone of voice for writing anything. Then I connected Claude to vidIQ to scan keywords to other social media platforms. And sort of I aggregate that data again. And then, for example, I also get Claude to pull our client surveys and really go deep into, okay, so our clients are having these issues and these problems. Then Claude knows my passions and what I like to talk about. Then Claude looks at what is viraling on YouTube or Instagram. And then, aggregates all of that again and then proposes what would be the following posts, videos, that type of content that I could do. And then I take those ideas and then I continue to make them my own, to ideate, and then I add my own substance to it. So I never let AI just, do its thing. So to wrap up, let me know in the comments below, what would be the number one thing that you could automate that would give you exponential returns in your business?